Hey guys, welcome to our podcast number 2, CNC Lions Football. This episode we are being talking about all the Lions players. And today we have a special guest, Sam Pionk.
Hey guys, nice to be on the podcast.
Yeah, so we have some of the players here, and Connor, would you like to start us off?
Sure. I'll just go over the players that we're gonna go over today. Jared Goff, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Aiden Hutchinson. Alright, let's start going over some players. Alright, first one is Jared Goff. Jared Goff was traded to the Lions in 2022 for Matthew Stafford. Lions former QB Jared Goff averaged 261.7 yards in 2022 to 2023. In 2023 to 2024, he averaged 269 yards. This year he has 4,575 yards in total. What did you think about how Jared Goff played?
I think he played very great this season. He's been throwing a lot of fine passes. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's a very good wide receiver, so he can obviously catch them.
It's easy to be a quarterback when you have that guy catching those things.
Yeah. So, Sam, what do you think?
Well, I think Jared Goff, like you said, 4,575 yards. That's great for a Lions quarterback and just a quarterback in general. That should be one of the most memorable seasons from a Lions quarterback besides Matthew Stafford when he broke that record. But it's nice to see him when he comes from a trade and just absolutely fills the spot perfectly of Matthew Stafford.
All right. So now we're going to be moving on to our next one. Sam, you're going to be doing Sam Laporta.
Yeah.
Name some of the stuff that are fun facts about him.
Well, Sam Laporta was drafted in the second round of the 2023 draft from the Iowa State Hawkeyes, Tight End University. He has had an amazing start to his career so far. This season, he has 86 receptions with 889 yards. In my opinion, a Pro Bowl snub. He should have made it. And gained in total. That's pretty cool. His average yards per game is 52.3 and has 10 touchdown catches. How did this knee brace impact his playing time? Well, it didn't much because he had that touchdown in the wild card against the Rams, and then he had multiple catches against the Bucs the second round. Anything to add on?
I think that Sam Laporta's knee brace, it's not infecting his playtime too much, but I feel like sometimes it could slow him down, especially when he's trying to make a juke move. It could make him stumble there, and then a person could come and tackle him. And
in the Rams game, I feel like he didn't get past that much. You just don't want to get him hurt for if they win. But in the Buccaneers game, he got past a lot more, I noticed.
Now we're going to be talking about Amon-Ra St. Brown, number 14 for the Detroit Lions. Amon-Ra St. Brown was drafted by the Lions in 2021. Amon-Ra St. Brown averages 94.6 yards per game and has a total of 1,515 yards this season, despite going on to exceed a 90-catch rookie season by collecting 106 receptions for 1,161 yards and 6 touchdowns to make it to his first Pro Bowl. Amon-Ra St. Brown attended the University of Southern California. Should Amon-Ra St. Brown be placed higher for the most yards chart? Meaning, do you think that he should have more yards this season, or do you think he's fine where he is right now?
Well, 1,500 yards for a wide receiver is amazing, especially of how young he is, 23. That's nice. But one thing cool about Amon-Ra St. Brown, he speaks multiple different languages, and he knows every wide receiver drafted ahead of him, which I know is a lot of people have heard it, but it's just a cool, fun fact.
Yeah. Connor, do you have anything to add about Amon-Ra?
No, but that season with 1,500 yards, that's a lot. I think he has a lot of yards, and I don't think he needs any more.
Yeah, I think this season, especially since he's probably going to get even more this season, because if they win this next game against the 49ers, I think they actually might. I think it'll be a different game, because I personally think that the Chiefs are going to lose. To any Chiefs fans, I'm sorry, but I feel like the Ravens Lamar Jackson's kind of scary this year. So, but I think that might be a different game for the Ravens, and I think that the Lions will come over and win the Super Bowl.
And if you're talking about a guy who should have made the Pro Bowl this year, is most definitely Amon-Ra St. Brown. Who outperformed a lot of wide receivers on that Pro Bowl list.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next player, Connor, you can introduce
All
him.
right, Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs was drafted to the Lions in 2023 on their 12th pick of the draft. Jahmyr Gibbs has an average of 63 yards per game, and in this 2023 to 2024 season, he has 945 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs first attended to the University of Alabama and then was transferred to Georgia Institute of Technology. Do you think he did good for a rookie?
I think he did very well, especially for 950 yards. That's crazy for his rookie season. I think that he'll become even better for years to come. I think next year he's going to do even better than he did this year. And yeah, that's very, very good yard stats for him.
Yeah, fresh off the Crimson Tide. I mean, he was doing amazing. He comes into the league. Not a lot of people thought a running back like him should be picked in the first round because he plays too much like a wide receiver. He's not durable, and he just proved all of them wrong. He had one of the better rookie seasons out of everyone, and definitely, in my opinion, outperformed Bijan. I mean, if they had the same amount of touches like Bijan did, I think Gibbs could have the edge on him. I mean, he's got the receiving edge on him. He's got the speed. And in my opinion, he's a better running back. But, just talking about rookies, he's definitely a candidate for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Also, there was an interview for him, and Dan Campbell said that the reason that they picked him is because of his explosive speed, his stamina, and how he can also run routes instead of just being a running back. He can do very good in that.
Dan Campbell actually referred to Jahmyr Gibbs as like a wide receiver when he was telling him to Sheila Hamp. Anyways, we're moving on to Kirby Joseph.
Number 1.
Yep, Kirby Joseph has been drafted to the Lions in 2022, and he came from he was from Illinois. So that's DB class. I mean, they had Devin Witherspoon this year, and this year he has 4 interceptions. He is 6'1", 203, and 69 solo tackles and 13 assists. His position is safety, and he's played it perfectly, having some dirty hits over the year on some tight ends, but I don't really think so. He's just hitting anyone with a body. So he's got a good young career, and for years to come, he should do well.
Yeah, he should do very well for years to come. I think he's gonna go on and play even better next year, and hopefully he does good for the rest of his career. All right, moving on to David Montgomery, number 5, the running back for the Lions. David Montgomery in the 2023/2024 season had 1,015 yards and had an average of 72.5 yards per game. The Lions got David Montgomery from the Chicago Bears, and David Montgomery went to college at Iowa State University. I think this season he's been doing very well. He's been running the ball. He's been even on those little 4 yards, those 5 yards blitz on
he just bursted that man.
Second or third down. He can just get right through that. He has the strength. He doesn't care what comes his way. He can just he's just plowing through everybody and gets the first down all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Puts his head down and plow through and get a first down.
Yep.
And I like what they did. They did the Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram thing that the Saints did, and Dan Campbell was there, I think, when they did that. So obviously having success from those two, he's like, why not do it with these guys? And they fit it perfectly. Jahmyr Gibbs being that elusive one, and then get Montgomery being your third down, fourth down back, getting those hard yardage in the trenches. So.
Let's move on to Aiden Hutchinson. In his 2023 to 2024 season for the Lions, he has 11.5 sacks and 1 interception. He went to college for Michigan. He is 6'7" and 268 pounds, and he plays defensive end. His whole career, Even in college, he has 21 sacks. Do you think he plays good at that position?
Oh my gosh.
Oh
You
my
talk
goodness.
about a guy who can play anything on the field. Buddy, I think if you put him at tight end, he'd be just fine. He has 4 interceptions in his career, 3 from his rookie season. And I have one thing to say. He could play linebacker, DN. Heck,
Yeah.
he could even put him at running back, see how he does. But yeah, he plays that awesome. Obviously, his rookie year, he had 9 sacks, and now he's coming out with 11 and a half. Just unheard of numbers for
That's
a young
a
guy.
That
great number of sacks for his second year in the league. That's a great.
8 sacks in his last 4 games, just awesome.
if I remember this correctly, if it was against the Carolina Panthers, he had that interception with like one hand. He like stuck his hand out, snatched it, and went on and got like 10 yards from that. And but he did hurt his knee there, so
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we're coming up on a guy that some Lions fans thought would be the number 1 guy for them at cornerback. Thought they would fill that gap that they needed, and he played it quite well. We're going on to Cam Sutton. Cam
Yeah.
Sutton was from Tennessee, and got traded to and got drafted by the Steelers, and then he was signed off free agency to the Lions in the 2023 offseason. He plays cornerback and plays it pretty well. Last few games against the Rams, Vikings, Cowboys this season, he had 50 solo tackles, and 15 assists in this game. And those games that I mentioned, he did quite well, but he was going against those big-bodied wide receivers, so it's tough. And some people didn't like how he performed against Mike Evans in the divisional, but he should definitely make an improvement.
All right, guys, that is the end of our football podcast. Hope you've been having a great day so far. We enjoy making these episodes for you guys. So for right now, see you later.